Hello and welcome. In this message, I want to discuss the concept of self awakening and self recognition, and in specifically what it means to disclose yourself or to make yourself available to the innate knowing of your own truth. Um, about the road to self discovery basically takes on or carries um, a lot of nuance that we don't understand or overlook. And then one of the nuances that comes in place is the recognition of being able to release and let go of stuck emotional trauma or stuck emotional energy as it continues to propagate itself on the path of us discovering ourselves. And so the road at which you travel will always reflect your highest good. It would always reflect what needs to come out of your being in order to be able to then further continue into the path of your awakening. And so the you can look at trauma or you can look at stuck energy as a densified form of beings that would start to unravel itself um, in more and more detail as you allow more energy to start come on off of you or off of your densified form. And so the energy that is coming up right now, the energy that has been stuck for decades, and that it will be taking on form is the energy of renewal and what it means to renew yourself towards new concepts without looking at them within the densified forms of old beliefs and old traumas or old ways of being. And so you will find yourself experiencing possibly the same trauma or the same scenarios in life that you had faced before, you have experienced before. But then in this new circumstance, you would be able to renew your objective or renew your overlook of self by setting in a new pattern or a new example of how you would start to address that trauma or process that trauma in a completely new way. And so your cognitive perception of reality will shift in such way that even though the forms of being might still seem familiar and seem to bring in the same set of circumstances or the same set of repetitive experiences that you have felt before. But what you will notice is your action or your outlook behind those familiar forms would be renewed into a new perspective. Um, Most importantly, the differences you will notice it be later. The same experience will no longer take on the same the same range of emotional output that you would have had to face before. And so you will notice yourself um, still being you, still experiencing the essence of you, but to some extent, um, not really be able to recognize the new version of you, right? And so there's a lot of play and a lot of excitement that can come out of the idea that your set of life experiences will now start to take on different meanings and different forms. And you will start to be able to actualize your reality in a much lighter, less denser way. And so, as those experiences will come and then continue to repeat, and you'll start to build new pathways into your interpretation, renewed beliefs and system into what it means to have this type of experience and what is my feeling behind it um, through that repetition, through the set of those changes, of trying to basically kind of program your way into a new belief or new outcome or new energetic response to the same, same o, you will be able to start to live as a whole, on the whole, in the less densified way, right? So your life experiences will come, and now instead of weighing you down based on traumatic response or beliefs or judgments or anger or fear, you'll be able to have a new experience and not sink down into the space of lower densities. And thus, your entire being will basically it will start to bubble up and have this later, more renewed feeling of self. And so your self experience, your expression of your being will take on um, a more truer form that you might have experienced before, um, to where each experience will be able to be faced with a look of truth on what it actually offers and presents to you, as opposed to previous sets of convoluted beliefs that we allow that experience to be based on the output or input of trauma that we were choosing to live. And so the evaluation of the choice, evaluation of each experience will kind of be your future for the next foreseeable weeks as you start to actualize the new perception of you, but again in the same sets of experiences, but as experiences get interpreted differently, thus you will start to actualize you into a different version of you. And so the concept will kind of start to layer each other up to where you will start to ascend your energy based on the interaction of experience output experience output. But as those things will not be building density to drag you down, you'll be naturally ascending your frequency up. And so the change of self, the change of your reality, will continue to propagate through the experiences that you will continue to have. Um, and then the next step, the next evolutionary step in the perception is you will start to open up to more and more nuance of the space that has always been available to you, but you simply were not able to touch it based on the existence of the densified expression of self that you have felt so far. And so just prepare for evaluation on a new level, and prepare, if there's a confusion that comes along with the idea that, look, what is happening, I'm experiencing the same thing, but all of a sudden my field, my body, my mind, my energy is reacting differently. Look at that as an opportunity to start to actualize into later and lighter version of self, and that should come with a very interesting, its own set of possibilities to experience. So thank you for listening.